The Brandy Alexander comes in two styles, the elegant, classic cocktail, and the Wisconsin ice cream blast I grew up with that ignores all rules of moderation. We're making both today. Let's go. The Brandy Alexander originally was called the Alexander, and it had no brandy in it. It was a gin-based cocktail. Very simple, 3 parts, gin, creme de cacao, and cream. That's it, shaken, served up, dessert cocktail, yummy. We first see print of it, crap, hold on, 1 second. So yeah, first print of this cocktail can be seen in recipes for mixed drinks, dating back to 1915 by Hugo Enslin. Equal parts, gin, creme de cacao, cream. Creme de cocoa is what he wrote. Creme de cocoa. Guess it's the same thing. It doesn't mention the nutmeg on top. That's interesting to me. Anyway, that's how we do it now. So that's the Alexander, right? No brandy in there. Well, it didn't take long until people started adding brandy into it. Quick aside here, don't know if we're gonna put this in here. If you wanna know the origins of the Alexander cocktail, which I wasn't gonna do because this is the Brandy Alexander, but the Alexander cocktail, there are 2 stories. One is that it was created around 1915-ish, around the time you see this, but it was created in Philadelphia in honor of Grover Cleveland Alexander, not the president. He was a baseball player at the time. That's one of the stories. The other story was that it was created in New York at a place called Roche's. I want to say it's not there anymore. I think it was in Times Square. Rector's, of course, Roche's. At a place called Rector's by a bartender named Troy Alexander. The story goes he invented it for a publicity campaign featuring Phoebe Snow, not the singer-songwriter from the 70s and 80s, a fictional character that was the ambassador of clean train travel, and she wore all white, and so he created a cocktail that was all white. The Alexander. So, back to the Brandy Alexander. Shortly after you see the Alexander pop up, people started mixing it with brandy. It's a little bit richer, it goes really well in the cocktail, and it pops up in different cocktail books. One is the Savoy Cocktail Book, which is the same ratios, all equal parts, and when I look at these recipes, I feel like maybe at this time the Brandy Alexander was having a bit of an identity crisis, because it was in here, in the Savoy Cocktail Book, it is called the Alexander Cocktail No. 2. A little bit later, 1937, in the Cafe Royal Cocktail Book, we see the Alexander cocktail, going back to just calling it Alexander, and that one has brandy in it. So this tells me that maybe by this point, it became more popular to mix this cocktail with brandy than gin. But in the Cafe Royal Cocktail Book, it is doubled up on the brandy, so it's a little bit more spirit forward, a little bit drier, but still a dessert cocktail. In fact, that is the ratio that I like with my Brandy Alexanders, but to each their own. Fast forward to the 1970s, and allegedly, John Lennon said the Brandy Alexander was one of his favorite cocktails because it was like drinking a milkshake. And he's not wrong. What's not to like about a milkshake? In fact, where I grew up, pretty much, I think across the Midwest, it's common to mix this cocktail with ice cream. And that's what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna make it twice. I'm gonna make one, the classic, elegant Brandy Alexander, and the other one is gonna be just a fun, boozy milkshake that I associate with the holidays. So, now the booze. Season's greetings. Today's video is sponsored by Original Grain. Original Grain makes rugged and unique watches from reclaimed materials like military ammo crates, Taylor guitar tone wood, Jack Daniel's whiskey barrels, and more. They use quality Japanese movements and donate proceeds to planting trees and helping veterans with PTSD. So you're not just buying a watch, you're backing a mission. I really like versatile watches. Something you can dress up or down, if you're just hanging out here at home, or if you're going out for a nice dinner. All of these are great for that. Each piece tells a story because it already has a history before it hits your wrist. And with a ton of different collections and styles, you're bound to find something that resonates with you or that person you want to buy a gift for. Right now you can shop their Christmas sale and get up to 40% off any of their timepieces. Just click the link below and use the code Anders at checkout, because then you will get an additional $50 off your purchase. There's no time like the present, and there's no better present than the gift of time. Thanks, Original Grain. On to the film. So first up, to make the classic Brandy Alexander, we will need brandy or cognac, creme de cacao, and cream. So I'm using cognac as the base. It has a nice fruitiness, a brightness to it. You could really use any brandy here. but I do like the cognac. I'm using a dark creme de cacao. This one in particular is really rich, kind of punches. It's a bit heavier, really nice in the drink. And then the cream, you could use heavy cream, which I am here, or you could use half and half if you wanted a little bit lighter. A non-dairy creamer, that would be good too. I've done that as well. Okay, and you'll probably want some nutmeg too for garnish. Let's build. So we are gonna shake this cocktail, grab a shaking tin, and start with the cognac. 2 ounces of cognac. To that, add 1 ounce of creme de cacao and 1 ounce of heavy cream. Pretty simple build. 2 parts brandy or cognac and 1 part creme de cacao and the cream. A lot of people do all equal parts, but trust me, this is going to be sweet enough. Add ice and shake, and double strain into a chilled cocktail glass. Freshly grated nutmeg is always better than the pre-ground stuff, but if you only have the pre-ground stuff, might as well put it on there for looks. But if you got real nutmeg, like whole nutmeg, grate it across the top. You can be as generous as you want. Let me taste this first, and then we're gonna go on to the less traditional Wisconsin version. Ladies and gentlemen, the classic Brandy Alexander. Cheers. Yeah, it's like dessert. It's really nice. With the cognac, it thins it out, dries it out just a little bit. So it does still drink like a cocktail. It's a creamy cocktail, but it does have a bit more bite than your classic Golden Cadillac or even a Grasshopper. Some of these other creamy cocktails, I feel like the Brandy Alexander with these ratios, a little bit more of that brandy or cognac, but still desserty. Really good. Should you try it? Yes. But are you curious about what's to follow? I am. Now we're gonna make the frozen blended ice cream version of the Brandy Alexander. And we're gonna go all out Wisconsin on this, so it's gonna be much less cocktail and more milkshake, dessert, and actually more dangerous. So let's get this out of the way and I will talk you through it right now. If you thought this was like super rich and full of calories, we're gonna multiply this by, I don't know, probably like 30? I don't know, it's a lot. And I'm going to swap out our core ingredients here. The cognac, I am going to replace with a softer, milder, slightly sweeter California brandy, such as Corbel. This is what you're gonna find in supper clubs when you go to Wisconsin. For the creme de cacao, I'm gonna swap that out too. I'm going with the lighter, softer, white creme de cacao. So this is gonna be kind of light, velvety, soft. We're also gonna add ice cream, vanilla ice cream. I have 3 scoops here, about 200 grams if you were to weigh it out. And then I'm gonna recycle the heavy cream here, but you could use half and half, even milk. This is just gonna be a little bit to help loosen things up. And I'm gonna add a little bit of crushed ice. Bonus step, with these ice cream drinks, I like to make a fancy whipped cream to put on top. Today we're gonna make a Benedictine whipped cream. Either in a mixing bowl or a whipped cream canister, start with 2 cups of heavy cream, 2 ounces of Benedictine, get it all in there if you can, and 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar. If you make a mess, that's okay. Clean up. If you've got a canister, charge it. If you got a bowl, whip it. And it's really good. If you want to go ahead and you taste this, yeah, it's good, right? Yeah. It's an easy trick, but everybody's gonna be like, well, something's up with his whipped cream. I don't like how that sounds. There, once that's made, keep that chilled. So, here we go. All right, if you've got a blender, you can build this right in there. I'm gonna use the shaking tin because I like my immersion blender. Let's start with the ice cream. 3 scoops of ice cream. Oh man, a freezer. Okay, here I thought it was gonna be too soft, but these are, got some solid balls here. And drop it into your tin or blender. Seems like a lot of ice cream. That's okay, that's what it's all about. You should really only eat, I say eat because it is like a dessert, only drink 1 of these. And even that is gonna be a lot. All right, so now let's add the booze. 2 ounces of brandy. Now, if you wanna talk brandy, go right ahead. This is gonna be a really soft, mild flavor. It's not too hot, a little sweet. If you wanna go a little bit bigger, cognac would work well. Spanish brandy would be good, although that's gonna be a little rich, especially with the creme de cacao. But you've kind of just, they all work. Then the white creme de cacao, 1 ounce. 1 ounce of heavy cream, half and half, or milk. And then I'm also gonna add about 1/4 cup of crushed ice. I don't think this is a common move, but I like adding the ice because it keeps it cold. Also keeps it, yeah, I don't know, it's a texture thing. Also, it helps keep it cold. So that's why I'm adding a little bit of crushed ice. Back there, I don't even care. I'm gonna add a little bit more, I don't care. Now grab your stick blender, your immersion blender, and be very careful. Blend until smooth. All right, you get the idea. Pour right into a chilled glass. Perfect. Top with our Benedictine whipped cream. Creme de Benedictine. Went a little crazy there. That looks good though. Freshly grated nutmeg. And then to make it more authentic, a cherry right on top. Now, if you were going to a supper club and order this, you'd get the bright red cherry, but I don't carry those here at my bar. These are better, like this. There we have the blended Brandy Alexander. So as you can see, it's quite a bit lighter. We don't have that dark creme de cacao. I've been looking forward to this one. Cheers. Yeah, that is a milkshake. Oops, I lost my cherry. The cherry's fine, but it's more about the milkshake. And this is extremely dangerous. More than anything, I taste vanilla ice cream, a little bit of a milk chocolate note. The brandy is super mellow. There is no burn. It's whipped cream. I gotta say, that Benedictine whipped cream, really good. Every time I do this, I like to add in a different liqueur. Benedictine is up there. That might be one of my favorites. Creamy, milk, chocolatey, vanilla dessert. The Benedictine's nice, little herbal notes. Nothing wrong with that. If you wanna make a non-alcoholic Brandy Alexander, make yourself a chocolate milkshake. Kind of light on the chocolate. A chocolate vanilla milkshake. I guess like a Wendy's Frosty. It's kind of like a non-alcoholic. This thing, Brandy Alexander. Let me know in the comments down below how you like your Brandy Alexander. Do you like the classic style? Do you like the fun milkshake supper club Midwest style? Midwest is best. That's what I've heard. I will leave you with this. Do you like my sweater? Does it make me look like a peepaw, a grandpa? If so, I don't care. It's very comfortable. Thank you, Original Grain, for sponsoring today's film. Sign up for the newsletter, grab your grenadine and falernum, all that stuff. Be excellent to each other. I'll see you next time. Happy holidays. Cheers.